Hey there, and welcome back to another G.I. Joe reaction opinion video. Let me clarify at the beginning, I have no new information. You probably know just as much as I do, but this is me talking about some pictures I've seen. So if you want to hear my opinion, let's proceed. So this last weekend, it was Toy Fair New York, 2020 Toy Fair. And we got a huge reveal that, well, kind of a huge reveal. We kind of had some leaks beforehand, but G.I. Joe, the classified series, is coming back out, or G.I. Joe's coming back, and it's the classified series coming out, the 6-inch figures. I've already looked at Snake Eyes, Roadblock, and Scarlet, and today I want to look at the Duke figure. The Duke. So here he is in all of his 6-inch glory, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. If we zoom in here, we notice at the top of the box, this is the 4th figure. So we're missing a few figures, I think. Snake Eyes exclusive was 0. Roadblock was 1. I think Scarlet was 4. And Duke is 5. So who's 2 and 3? We've heard rumors it's Destro and another Snake Eyes. So that would be interesting to find out. So let's look at this Duke here. This is him in the package. If I swipe over here, here's him out of the package. And you know what? First impression is this is a really cool looking Duke. I don't find this to be a bad looking Duke at all. It's got a pretty cool face sculpt, and he's got a little scar over his right eye. That's a pretty cool looking blaster rifle. And he's got some of the same hints from his old 4-inch, 3 3/4 inch days and so forth. He's got the green pants. Well, kind of a grayish green maybe. The tan shirt, the little medal. He's got his I don't know what they call those. Every time I need to look that up. Is it a bandolier across your chest? The belt. And it looks like he comes with a backpack that's very similar to his original version 1 backpack. It's just updated. It's got a shovel on it. Let's see, he's got a little handgun. And maybe a little hand pistol with what's going on here. And I'm not really sure what that is. If I go back here, it was down here. So I don't know what that is, if it's a communicator or what. It looks like he has a holster on his right leg for that little laser pistol thing. The artwork is interesting. One thing I've noticed is that we have different artwork for every single figure. And I don't really like that. I don't dislike this art. I like the art. But I kind of wish that we had a cohesive branding. You know, all the art was the same. I really, of all the art I've seen, I like the Roadblock art the best so far. It'd be really cool if that artist could have done all the packaging. I guess I just feel that the figures are from different parts of, and maybe that's the point. Maybe they're supposed to feel like they're from different parts of the G.I. Joe world, like a movie version or a cartoon version or an updated old figure version or video game version. I don't know. Maybe that's the point, is to make them feel different because of what that their goals are. I don't even know if Hasbro has real goals, or right now if they just want to put these out to see if they'll sell. I don't know what their long-term, I'm not in their heads. I'm not hiding in their offices. But anyway, back to the figure. That's what this is about. He's got his blonde hair. He's got a very, tend to business look. Like, he's been out on that battlefield for just a little while. And it's just another day at the office. Let's get in and get the work done. He's got this little device on his left shoulder that all the other figures, except Snake Eyes, I don't remember seeing it on Snake Eyes. This little, what looks to be maybe a computer or a communicator device. That's kind of an interesting connection. One of the things that are connecting all these figures so far is that little device and their gloves and some of the gold highlights. So those are some of the things that seem to connect all the figures as a unit while still incorporating their, what I would almost call, maybe not original look, but a look reminiscent of the original 1982 to 1994 toy run. He's got this thing that I don't like. This, what do they call it? An ab crunch thing. I don't like that. but I also have never owned a figure with that look. And so maybe when I get a figure, maybe it's not going to be as bad as I think. I'm very excited to get the Snake Eyes figure. So then I'll be able to actually look and see what this ab crunch motion is. I don't buy any other 6-inch line except for the Fortnite Jazzwares, or Jazzwares Fortnite, and none of them have that. I have never, ever, ever owned a figure with that motion. So it'll be something new for me. He's got a really interesting looking belt, and I don't know if it's the shine of light, but there's like some blue stuff there. He's got some, yeah, maybe it is blue stuff because he's got blue stuff on his boots and his knee pads. So, I'm going to flip over to this one here. So this, it's interesting. He has a different expression. Oopsie. Tell me that this expression on this one is... What's going on? No, come on. There we go. I think those are slightly different expressions. Tell me what you think in the comments if those are slightly different expressions. He's got a white t-shirt on. Why do I notice that? I don't know. It just popped out to me. One thing I did notice I thought was really cool is his chin. The way his chin, it's not just a standard male chin. It actually has some character. And it makes me think of the Duke from the Sunbow series because he had that little, what do you call those? A little bump in the chin. And that's a little detail. It's like Scarlett's freckles. To me, Duke's chin is really pretty neat because of that. They're getting pretty amazing with these face sculpts. These are really pretty good. And I will concede that you probably can't get this kind of facial detail on a 4-inch figure. I think you can do a lot of things that you do in a 6-inch scale and the 4-inch scale, but I will concede that I don't know that you can get this kind of facial detail in that smaller scale. Oh yeah, there we go. The belt has those blue thingies on it. Got some cool pouches, and there's the gun in the holster. And he's got like brown boots or shoes. Now I wonder if these pieces of armor come off or if they're actually stuck on. That would be really cool to discover that some of this stuff is actually removable. And we just don't know that. That even though it's here in the package, that doesn't mean it can't be taken off. Sometimes you can take things off. And wouldn't it be very fascinating that when you take off some of these things, it looks a lot more like the original character than you realized. And maybe these figures aren't so bad. We're going to find out in June when they come out. And as soon as they come out, I'll be doing reviews on all of them. So if you're on the fence, you can stop by the channel. You can see what they're like. And we'll find out for sure then. Actually, I'm surprised somebody didn't ask that. Maybe you could see it at Toy Fair that you couldn't remove these items, but I'm surprised it wasn't asked. So he's got his backpack on. I haven't seen the backs of these figures yet. So I wonder if there's a peg. I like how he can hold his gun really well. They just look like overall, all around good figures. I like them. I'm all in right now. I'm gonna be getting them all. We'll be talking about them all in the future on the channel. I don't got much more to say. I could just sit here for another 10 minutes and you could join me and I could just stare at this and just look at all the pieces and all the things. But I'm not going to. That's my opinion. I think this is a really neat looking Duke figure and I think it's a really appropriate and a really good update. Again, I don't like the thing in the middle of the chest, but maybe it won't be as bad as I think. He has a few accessories. I know some people have complained, well, there's not enough accessories. Well, it was a really random shot in the 80s and the 90s. Some figures had a ton of accessories, some didn't. If you remember, all you people who are die-hard original 13, remember how many accessories those original figures came with. Now, that's not an excuse to say they shouldn't come with a lot of accessories. Some figures came, if we were lucky, with a gun and a helmet. There wasn't much there. Not only that, they 4 different figures that they reconfigured and repainted to make those original figures. It always has happened. We've had different amount of accessories for for different characters. You'd have somebody. Well, now in the 90s, everyone just had a ton of accessories with those little accessory trees. But I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I don't really remember who only had like 2 accessories. I know there was a few of them. But then there was somebody like Target, I don't know, just a random shot in the dark who had a few accessories like a gun, a backpack, a hose, a faceplate. Then, Alley Vipers had. That's actually appropriate since Alley Viper's rumored to be in this new release or this new series. But he got a shield, a gun, a faceplate. I like the faceplates apparently. A backpack, a little piece that hooked on the backpack that was separate. Um, you got groups like DEF and Eco Warriors. Ninja Force had a whole bunch of stuff, but some of those early guys only had. Now let's talk about vehicle drivers. Now I know you're going to say vehicle drivers came with a vehicle. That's the biggest accessory of them all. But vehicle drivers typically didn't come with very many, if any, accessories. Sometimes it was just that figure and their big vehicle. I guess I'm going back on that. That really wasn't a good example. But some of those original figures, they didn't have as many accessories as you remember. So, I don't need like 15 guns for one character. He can only hold at the most maybe 2. I find a lot of gun holders and pockets and grenades and stuff that you add onto characters, I find that too bulky. So when you play, some of that stuff just falls off. So while, a lot of people seem to be displeased about how much accessories, I actually like the amount of accessories. I had heard or read somewhere, I can't remember, that what they're aiming for is that all the accessories that these figures come with hook onto them. They can hold them, they can wear them, they can have them on their body, on their character. So then when you're displaying them, for you people who like to display them, and me who are sometimes forced to display them, I know, horrible life, forced to display. But anyway, it's supposed to be all they're able to hold or contain their accessories. I like that because there's a few times in the old Real American Hero series that you got too many accessories, that they couldn't hold it. Sometimes you'd have a figure and put as many accessories on. Think about like some of the snow guys. They had snowshoes. You're going to say, this is cool. But still, you had snowshoes, skis. Sometimes you couldn't. Now, Blizzard, you could interchange the skis and the snowshoes on his backpack. That thing that turned into the little, not snowmobile, but a little sled thing. Snow Job, I guess, he could mount his accessories on his backpack. But there were some that you couldn't put all the accessories on. And so I had a little drawer for these extra accessories. So anyway, I'm not really, complaining here. I'm just talking with you. We're talking. We're a community. We're friends. We know each other. But anyway, that's my take on Duke. I like him. I'm picking him up. I'm going to enjoy him. Anyway, if you want to, there'll be more. There'll be 2 more, I'm sure, reveals at some point because 2 more figures are supposed to be coming out in June. That's only 3 months away. March, April, May. Yep, about 3.5 months where we're going to see these figures. 2 more will be coming out. When they are revealed, I will have more opinions and more reactions to those. So stick around, and if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. If you want to be notified, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you'll be told, you'll be ringed, you'll be binged, whatever, when a new video comes out. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and have a wonderful day. We will see you in the next video.